Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shifting Perspectives, the Baja Beach Wellness Diaries. I am your host, Wendy. Today we have Angela.
Hello.
And Amy. And Bridget.
Hi.
And we have a special guest today. We have Ronya Wiegand with us today. Ronya is a makeup, skincare, and lifestyle influencer. Ronya Wiegand on Instagram and TikTok. Ronya not only does it makeup, skincare, and lifestyle influencer, but she is also 100 pounds down.
Yes.
So we are excited to talk to you about all of that and your journey in everything. Ronya uses a lot of our Baja Beach Wellness modalities here in her journey. So welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Thank you for coming and joining us today. So let's dive into it. No filter, all into all of the things. So let's talk about your journey. Where do you want to start? Let's start in the weight loss. 100 pounds.
Yeah. So as of this week, it's 108 pounds.
Awesome.
So I started so just a quick little backstory.
Yeah.
I have always lived in a larger body. I remember when I was 12 years old and I went to the doctor for my weight, and I was 206 pounds when I was 12. So that's just a little backstory that I've always lived in a larger body. I've always had the struggles of being a teenager in the 90s when super skinny culture was like huge. And so it started back then, and throughout my whole life, it's been kind of an up and down process. I lost weight in my 20s at one point, and then kids and whatnot gained it back. So I always promised my grandmother, she was my role model, my biggest hero, and she always wanted me to lose weight because of my health. She loved me for me unconditionally, but she genuinely was always worried because at my highest, I was over 400 pounds in my 20s. So she genuinely was concerned about my health. And kids, life, things go, and you just kind of, for me, my health was not my priority for a long time. And so I promised her, though, that I would take care of myself. And I said, when the doctor tells me you have to lose weight or else, then I promise you that I will really take it seriously. And when I turned 44 years old, the doctor said, it's happening. I was about 280 pounds, and I don't even know where it came from. I just don't even know where it came from. Just one day, it was like, oh my goodness, had put on about 80 pounds again in this yo-yo of back and forth. And he said, it's time now that you're not in your 20s anymore. And your blood pressure is high. You're pre-diabetic. And if you don't start taking it seriously now, you can forget. It's just not, you have to take it seriously. So that's basically when it really scared me, when the doctor really said to me, okay, because for me personally, I still felt confident and I still love to get dressed and do things in that bigger body. I still felt confident outwardly, but inwardly, my body was rebelling against me and saying, that's it. Enough is enough for your health. It's time. And so that's really what scared me. And I lost my grandma that same year. And I just made a promise to her, and that losing her was the hardest thing that I've ever gone through. And I just felt like I owe her that. I don't know, in some way that really helped keep me going. And here we are, and I'm about 25 pounds from my goal now. So
that's
great.
awesome.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of things that you do? You talked about a lot of weight fluctuation. What kind of things did you try to do?
Oh my goodness.
Every diet under the sun,
everything.
Right? Like all that.
I don't know if any of you remember, this is my first memory of a diet besides the doctor that put me on, like the doctor plan, whatever that was, that was Richard Simmons' Deal-A-Meal.
Yes,
Oh
my gosh. Yeah. It's like a game.
Yes. I did those when I was probably 12 or 13. I even joined the Richard Simmons fan club, and I am not ashamed to say it. I just, that was my first, and I think my mom tried to make it fun for me in some way, and I would do like the little sweating to the oldies, like workout tapes, and we just, that was it. But then that really didn't, I don't remember like that working a lot. And then I do remember the doctor putting me on like phentermine. Mm-hmm. And then I was on fen as a teenager. And I mean, I've done everything in between, from trying to do things like CrossFit and all of those gym things and getting a trainer, to just like white knuckling it and just trying to eat better. But I don't know, that just, I don't want to say it's willpower, because I always had the willpower mentally, but just my relationship with food just was never really healthy, I don't think. And so, yeah. And I think when I made that promise to myself, and when I heard the doctor say, like, really, this is it, I don't know if that maybe wouldn't hit home for everybody, but for me, it really was like, I have a real phobia of death. And so I just...
You said you were 44?
When I made that decision. Yeah.
And in your 40s too, it's like crazy. All of a sudden, like, you could lose. I've always like gained weight and lost weight very easily, but then like once you hit your 40s, you're like, wait a second, what just happened here? It's like crazy with the hormones and everything like that. So
it's not quite as easy.
Yeah.
And it is kind of that wake up call when it becomes medically necessary. It's kind of, you don't have a whole lot of choice then. You got two choices. You either do it or you don't. You don't.
Mm-hmm. And isn't that kind of like anything, like any medical thing though? Like where they're like, hey, you have to, maybe it's drinking or whatever it might be, like you have to cut this out, and I'm sure that the doctor has told me other things before, like you need to do this or this will happen. But for some reason this time, they've been telling me to lose weight my entire life. But for whatever reason, I think it is being in your 40s and like knowing, like when like your parents say you're not, like, we're not getting any younger, like that really kicked in for me in my 40s. I don't know about any of you, but you start to really realize, like, oh wow.
Yeah, you get to that age and you see your parents aging, or your grandmother and all that, and you start to face your own mortality a little bit more when you get to be that age, and it starts to sink in, and it's that holy shit.
And if there's something I can do to make it better at this stage, I better start now, because I know me, and I didn't even realize I had gained that much weight. And if I come back in a year, how much... Because for me, I don't know why or what, I can just put on. I mean, it's so fast. I don't even know where it comes from. And it's just like, I've gained 50 pounds and I don't even realize it, genuinely. And so I thought, if I don't do it now, I'm going to wake up again and come here and I'm going to be 350 pounds or something. And it's just it's not any easier. It's not. It was a lot easier in my 20s to lose the weight.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And then as you get older, you have to start worrying about, like staying mobile and stuff like that. Like we just talked about, we don't want to be muscle mommies in the gym anymore. We want to do more like functional training, just like being able to
get up off the floor.
Get up off the floor. How to get out of bed.
That's actually brilliant.
How to pull a pot out from the cabinets.
Yeah. It sounds ridiculous because you're only in your 40s, but if you don't start doing the stuff, then you lose it so fast.
Yeah. At this age, everything starts to go a lot quicker. Yeah. You lose that muscle.
That's part of the reason that these tools here, I call them tools because I just feel like this coming and doing these services are part of the reason that I have succeeded, because it's just like, for me, the little things that kind of help me or make it more fun, I guess, along the way. That I just feel like that's just one of the little things in your toolbox that kind of keep you going, because like you said, getting up, those kind of things, like just everyday functionality, movement and mobility. I never really thought about that till you said it, but you're so right. Just pure mobility. And if I held how much I've lost, I wouldn't be able to hold it in my arms, I don't think, 108 pounds. So when you think about it that way and having to carry that around all the time, I never thought about it that way, but you're so right, because that is a huge thing. How long until I would have issues? And I do come here because of like chronic knee issues already that, just would continually get worse and worse. So yeah, that was my wake up call. And now I hope that I have made it a lifestyle now and that I continue like this.
Can you share with us what you've done? How you've done it?
So I started a GLP-1 in October of 2024. And I know that that's a hot topic, I guess, amongst some people think it's like the easy way out or whatever. But I just think for somebody with a relationship to food like I had, pre-diabetic, just all of the issues already, and having tried to lose weight my entire life, that this is just something that's genuinely, I'm so thankful that I was able to use it again as a tool, because it wasn't easy, and it's not easy. But it surely does help your relationship my relationship with food. And the binging and all of that stuff, it really, it's a great tool. So I started that in 2024. And then, I wasn't, because of COVID and my job, I was doing nothing as far as walking. I bet you I was maybe getting 500 steps a day if I didn't leave the house, because where am I going and what am I doing? So I just got a walking pad. That's what I started with, just because I didn't want I have anxiety like about being in a gym, and I still do. Yeah. I've actually been like thinking about joining a gym, and I just still haven't. I have a gym bag and I bought all the stuff to join a gym, but I just can't walk in there. I don't know why. I just have such anxiety about it. So I just walk around the neighborhood, and I got some weights from Five Below. They have like little weights.
Yeah. And that's okay. Yeah.
You're
That's
doing
okay.
something,
Yes. For me to even do that, and it's crazy because I just have never wanted to do, like, working out and stuff was always like, I hate it so much. So
hard.
So yeah, that, and then just really trying to change my relationship with food. I love like sour candy and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, the sugar gummies.
Yeah.
I
keep my dentist employed.
We usually have Sour Patch Kids here.
Freeze dried sour candy is my personal.
Ooh.
Have you ever had freeze dried Skittles?
No. What? Oh.
They get like big and puffy, and they're like airy, like a cheese curl almost, like,
but sweet.
Ooh.
Oh,
they're so good.
Are you gonna run them?
Yeah,
if you're a candy person, So I still eat that kind of stuff. I still do. I don't think I could ever fully become like, but I really have tried to change my relationship with food, like not running to it if I feel a certain type of way. It almost was like something I used to soothe myself, or when I was happy, I would eat. It was just something that I always used, almost like a comfort in a sense, where now I've tried to, and I'm still trying to use it as a fuel and to think of it that way. And that's really what the GLP-1 has helped in me personally, has really helped my relationship and how I look at it, which then this is the first time I haven't failed at it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
That's really the easiest way to say it. It's the first time I haven't failed at it, where, if you've ever tried to lose weight, where you just, you just want it so bad. And it's like, I don't know. I can't even explain that feeling of like, especially when I was a teenager and I just couldn't do it. So this just really helped me get there.
Yeah.
So
no, I totally get it. I grew up that food was, part of everything, whether you were happy, you were sad, it was a celebration. Everything revolved around food. We went out and did this and this and this. Let's stop and get lunch. It's part of everything.
And I think maybe how you were raised too. I was raised with food like as a reward, like using food as a reward. And I don't think I just don't think we knew as much as we know now to like not use food in that way.
Yeah.
But so I always like treated it like dessert and candy and all those things that I still just love them so much. But so I think it's how you're like look at it maybe too. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but that's just.
I would say I don't have to be hungry to want to eat.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's the way it tastes. It's
Fully.
what you crave.
I came from the clean your plate.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yes,
And so I found and I heard somebody talk about how kids, they have that natural ability to know when they're full, so don't make your kids finish their plate. And I'm like, wait a second, it makes sense. Now, if my children don't eat what's on their plate and then 5-10 minutes later they're reaching for the ice cream, it's like, okay, we have to have a conversation. But they have that ability to say, no, like, I'm good, I'm full.
Yeah.
Don't force it on it. Where we were finish your plate. I think that was just carried down 5 generations, especially from the Great Depression, where food, you never knew when it was coming again.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing how it evolves.
My grandparents definitely pushed that on me, and my parents would do that to my kids, and I was like, no, because I know what it did to me. I grew up the chubby kid.
Same.
And fought it forever. And
it was always you have such a pretty face,
Yes.
And that's like the worst thing you
can
do
for you. I didn't get that, but
but then like sometimes that you're like, oh well, I have a pretty face, so I'm just gonna keep eating shit. You know what I mean? Right. So it's interesting because like I'm the same way. I'm very, I eat if I'm bored. I eat if I'm sad. I eat if I'm upset. So it's like you have to fix that relationship with food, definitely.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing to do.
And I think if you're doing it correctly, like you said, like you're using it as a tool, where a lot of people just, we've had friends that just get on it just because they just want to, they don't want to like make sure they're fueling their body properly. And that's so important. Exactly what you said.
Yeah. It's actually, it was in the beginning a lot harder than I expected it to be honest with you, just because I had a hard time with it in the beginning. The side effects really got me pretty good in the beginning. So there was a point in time where I was debating on even continuing because I was like, wow, it just was hard in the beginning. I wasn't expecting that. But again, I am, blessed enough that I can work from home. So if I was sick, I just was, but not everybody maybe would be able to go that route. But for me, I just thought, you know what, at this point, I literally tried everything. I, at one point, was on the fence about, bariatric surgery, but turned it down just because I was too scared. I heard all of the risks and whatnot, and I just thought, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then after a few years of hearing about GLP-1s, it sat in my refrigerator for about 2 months once I got it because I was too scared to take it. I just was like, I don't know. But it's actually turned out to be one of the best things I've ever done for myself, just because, again, as a sober person, I kind of relate it to like that. Like I have these tools in that life that I use to help me daily. And that's just how I equate that to a GLP-1. And I hate that people get so much like shame and stigma about it because for somebody like me, it really has actually changed my life. Really.
It's been great for some people, especially if you medically, really need to lose that weight, and that's going to help you, get that and be healthy for yourself. You said you're not that far from your goal weight. I don't know. I mean, I know quite a bit about the GLP-1s. I don't know about the rest of you, but what does maintenance look like for something like that? Because I know that there's a lot of, diets out there or things that you can do, but the fear is that when you stop, what happens?
My understanding of it is that you can most definitely stop taking it when you're there, and continue on, but there is always a chance that it comes back with lifestyle changes and not taking it is that what they call food noise, which I never really knew was a thing until I started taking a GLP-1 and realizing the difference of how I felt versus felt then. Coming back, I truly believe that I will microdose for a while once I get to my goal weight. Almost like a tapering down type of a situation. But they recommend a microdose, which is quite honestly a very microdose compared to like what somebody like me is taking right now. And a lot of times it's not even weekly. It's like maybe every other week or something. You can kind of tailor it to your own body. Some people do it once a month. And it's just up to you how bad that food noise gets if you're seeing issues. But I would think for me, I would probably at least be doing something of that for a while just to see. And I also am looking into skin removal surgery after that and everything. It's a process. It's a journey, and it's something I actually sometimes cannot believe, because I really always thought that I would just always be like, hi, I'm Ronya. I'm the big friend. I'm the, you know what I mean? And that's okay too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But sometimes I'm like, I really can't believe I did it. I really can't believe it.
That's awesome.
I've never been under 200 pounds. Like I said, 12 years old. So for me, this is like crazy. I don't even understand what's happening. It's a really different, just even shopping is everything just is different.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic.
yeah.
So what led you into the world of influencing and the TikTok and the Instagram and all that? When did that start for you?
COVID.
Okay.
That was a 2020. I got sober in 2019, and then 2020, in January of 2019. And then 2020, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
And I was a server. I was working at a restaurant, and obviously they all closed. So I sat home for a few months, kind of just like, for me, it was such a horrible time. But because of what was going on in my personal life, like I just got sober and things, it really became a time for me of like almost like a rebirth in a sense. That sounds kind of nuts, but like really almost like a renewal of myself, because I wasn't able to go out. And for somebody like me in early sobriety, trying to get my life straight and get everything together, it really was a good time for me to be just at home. And I have always loved makeup. My parents let me start wearing makeup when I was 14, and I think I wore a full face every day ever since. So I have always liked that, and I started my Instagram in like 2014 doing nails. That's how I started. I thought I was going to be a nail goddess of the world, and just, I don't know. But that really didn't, I did it for a while, but again, I was in more of my active time. And then I always loved YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys, did anybody watch like 2016 YouTube, like Jaclyn Hill or any of those like ladies doing makeup tutorials?
Oh yeah.
My daughter.
Jeffree Star,
Tati.
I loved all of them. And when I was getting sober, I would watch all of those videos and just sit in my room. Two of my kids were in college, and so the room was empty, and I would just sit at the vanity and do makeup and stuff. And I don't even think my first TikTok, I think it was a dance. Oh my goodness, don't scroll back. I think it was a dance video. And then I remember like the trends back then were like cosplaying makeup and like these crazy. And I thought, like, I'm going to get some face paint and just see if I can do it. And that's how I started. I had this little thing from Amazon, and I just started doing makeup. And I don't know what happened. Everybody says like, how do I start and what do I do? And I'm like, I don't actually know. Just like one night I posted a video and I woke up and I had like 30,000 followers.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then a few weeks later, I posted another video and I woke up and I had like 130,000 followers. It happened for me in like chunks, like one huge chunk. And then I started a series called Blank Chooses My Makeup. So it could be Skittles, anything that had a variety of colors. crayons and I would pull a color and that would be my foundation for my eyebrows. I still do them from time to time, but that is what really grew my page. And I think in about 6 months, I went from about 135 about 1.5 million. Just that series really took off. That was like the thing. Yeah, people still are like, can you do that? Like, we miss that stuff. So that's, I don't know what happened, honestly. I'm so grateful for it because, again, it gave me something to look forward to. It gave me something. I was connecting with people in a time where I shouldn't have been connecting with people I knew, really. It was good that I was in the house and I was able to connect with people, and it gave me something to strive for. It gave me a reason. Sounds so crazy, but it gave me a reason to want to stay sober. I mean, there's of course many other reasons, but I just thought, can this really happen for me? Can I really do this? I don't know. I don't know. I always get flustered when people ask me this question because it just happened one day and I'm so grateful. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but it did, and here we are. It's been almost 6 years that I've been doing it.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's incredible.
That's really awesome. I love your page and your channel because, like I was saying earlier, you're just so real, and you can tell you're not being a fakey fake, and you just tell it like you feel, and you don't try to like please this person. And I just really think that's great in this whole huge world of influencers, because sometimes you don't know if they're really telling you their opinion or if they're, so I just, I literally one night sat there for like hours and just like binged, and I was like, she's great. Gotta love her.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. I just always thought it was really as simple as me thinking, okay, now I'm starting to actually get like a following. And I think my third video, I did a video about being sober. I mean, it was like, wait, and I never have hid that. And I always thought, okay, now that I'm getting a bit of a following and looking at doing this as a career, I might as well just be an open book, because people are going to dig up anything it's just what happens. And even if I just gloss over stuff, I feel like it might look like I'm trying to hide something or trying to be dishonest. So it really basically just started from like, okay, I have to just be probably more of an open book than anybody, just because, anybody that has even a little tiny, minuscule following, you're going to have people just looking you up. So I just thought, I'm just going to be real. And if you don't like it, hey,
scroll on.
I'm in my 40s. I'm sober. I'm starting my life basically over again. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, that's okay too. And I just really tried to stay that way.
It makes it relatable.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, people do not care and they do not want to hear about this. But then I think about what I watch on TikTok and I'm like,
why not? So, and it's great because, if you're going through something or, like it's nice to know like other people in the world have gone through the same thing or are going through the same thing. And I think that's the good part about social media a lot of the time. So,
I've had mostly positive experiences, really, for the most part. Everybody gets negative, has negativity. I don't see a ton of it. I have been kind of sad lately, though, in my DMs. People that think that because since we're talking about like kind of like the weight loss, I will touch on this. Because I've lost weight now, they unfollow me because they're like, you're no longer like one of us, I guess, in a way. But it's like, oh, yes, my body is that. Just kind of like, you have always been body positive and always been for the big girls, and now you sold out too and lost weight. And it's like, oh, it's not about that though. And I understand where people are coming from because they are seeing it so much of, people pushing things like that probably, I don't want to tell people who need it or don't, but might not really need it. Or
Right.
what, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that it's hard and people have the right to their opinion, but that's not how I feel. Again, I said in the beginning, I genuinely felt confident as a bigger girl. I did not love myself. It got to a health issue. And so unfortunately, if you have to unfollow, but my labs are no longer pre-diabetic and I no longer have high blood pressure and everything's balanced out and, everything looks good compared to what it looked like in 2024. So it's just hard because I never want people to think that they aren't perfect exactly the way they are.
Right.
Yeah.
And if perfect for you is 350 pounds, then baby, you're perfect. And that's not how I feel. It's just for me, that was no longer my perfect anymore. And I needed to do something about it. So,
Yeah. On your weight loss, do you ever hit a plateau? Do you ever think like,
I'm in one right now.
okay.
Yeah. It's been about a month since I've lost any weight at all.
Okay. Is there anything like on the GLP-1 that is like a good plateau breaker? You just got to kind of ride it out.
Yeah, I think so. I think, everybody says like more protein and this and that. But it's like, how much more protein?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn into like a giant hard-boiled egg pretty soon. So I don't know. I had a huge plateau last year too. I think it was about like 2.5 months where I was like, what is happening? Like I'm just not losing any weight at all.
Just to ride it out.
Yeah. I just kind of listen to my body and let it kind of do what it's going to do. And I also feel like maybe because I'm getting closer to my goal weight, maybe it's not going to be as fast as it was in the beginning.
Yeah. I think you get that with any diet too. It seems like you lose a lot really fast in the beginning and then it kind of slows down.
Yeah.
That last bit of weight is always the hardest.
Yeah. And honestly, if I stayed here, I think I would be totally okay too. But I'm so close to my goal, about 20 pounds away, 25 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might
get
as
to
well
that
do
finish
it.
line, right? Yeah.
And if it takes a while, that's okay too. I'm okay with that too. So I really can't believe I'm even here where I'm at right now. So I'm just happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just happy now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So as far as you were talking about side effects, I know like with GLP-1s, you have like with your skin, your hair, you're obviously into, beauty, health and beauty and all that. What have you done?
Oh, actually, you know what? Part of the reason I started, so the reason I came to Baja initially was for a spray tan because I had an event and I was like, I remember this place that does all this stuff. And I had no idea that there was even wellness attached to it. I had no clue. So I got the spray tan and I remember being like, what is that bed over there? And Taylor was there and she was the first person that I talked to. And I specifically remember coming in because she had told me about the facial red lights. And on the GLP-1, for me, I got incredibly bad hormonal acne in the beginning. Really bad. And I never suffered from acne as a teenager. It just was never my journey. I just never. And so all of a sudden I had all this crazy acne. And that's actually why I started coming as like a monthly member because of they had the blue lights and my red light mask at home didn't have that. And if I was going to spend $500 on another red light mask at home that had blue light, I might as well just come in here and use the red light beds and this and that and everything else. So that's actually how I started. And it took me about 2 months of, coming regularly, but
yeah, your skin looks great.
Phenomenal.
And I stopped coming for 2 months last winter. Just like, some depression stuff, mental health stuff. And I stopped for 2 months and my acne came back. Wow. When I came back, I told Taylor, I'm like, I have to literally start all over again. Like, look how bad it is. And she was like, yeah, she's so happy and bubbly. You'll be okay. Like, we're going to get it taken care of. I'm sure you can hear her saying that. She's just so uplifting. And I was like, okay, we're going to get it taken care of. And it took about a month after that. But I truly So that was my starting point. And That is one of the biggest side effects. And then the nausea.
Yeah.
It really got me good in the beginning. Really good. But I stuck with it. The doctors helped me out, like changing the dosages. Maybe it was too high, or they switched it up. Maybe, you know, the B12 or whatever it was, until we got it right. But now I don't really have any side effects at all anymore. Every once in a while, I'll get some nausea or something, but probably because I ate gummy bears the night before.
We love gummy bears.
Probably that, and not actually the medicines. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You like the sauna pod too, don't you?
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing on earth.
I have my whole routine. Like they see me coming in, and I'm sure they could like quote it to you because I like do the same thing every time. But yeah, it honestly, for somebody that works from home, it gets me out of the house. It's a routine that I've created at this point. I come 4 times a week, and I really have been faithful with it for about 1.5 years now, besides those 2 months that I didn't come. And I noticed a difference. I don't know about you, the sauna pod, especially with chronic knee. I broke my tailbone about 10 years ago, and I snapped it right off. Floating around in there.
Oh, geez.
And so that thing really helps. Whatever it does with the heat and the vibration and everything. Yeah, that's genuinely, as a sober person who doesn't take medicine and stuff, it has really helped me in a lot of ways, like outwardly and inwardly, just for the different things that I use. So what do you like about the sauna pod?
I get in there and I put my beats on and I put like a meditation on, and I just am transported to like some other realm for 30 minutes, and I just feel totally like reset, but also like detoxing and just sweating. I don't sweat naturally very well.
Me either.
So that really helps. And I noticed, it just keeps me kind of going with the weight loss.
Yeah, it's really great. I really love it too. Do you want to know what I do though?
Don't you put a mask on? I saw the one thing. I was like, I gotta start doing that.
I put on teeth whitening strips usually.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
And then I put on a face mask every time, a sheet mask, because that's so smart. So it's like perfect.
And you're in there already.
Shut the light off.
Yeah.
And then I have this little circle thing that my phone sticks to. So between the 2 little handhold things, I stick this on. And I watch Traders, Euphoria, whatever. I watch a show. I have 30 minutes. It's like, it's like probably my favorite time of the day because I know that sometimes I'll be like, I'm too tired to go. And I'll think, I'm just so tired. And then I think to myself, girl, you're going to go in there and lay down. You're too tired to go lay down. So, I love it. I watch my TV. You do your little meditation and quiet. I'm so crazy in my head that I have to be watching something.
I gotta remember that face
totally
mask idea. That's
it's
great
great.
Multitasking.
Yes.
I always think like I want to do a face mask, but I'm like I don't have that much time. But I'm,
and it keeps your face cool with the little fan.
Yeah.
This really there's this great one. I'll give you a little tip. They're at the Dollar General, honestly, but they're made in Korea. They're great. They're from AOA, and they're a sheet mask in a white package. They are so juicy and so full of like good serum and hyaluronic acid and stuff that I put it on my face, and then there's so much juice in the packet that I literally rub it all over my whole body. So when I go in the sauna, I'm like, I don't get dried out because I'm fully moisturized. And I think they're like $1. The ingredients are so good that I go and buy like 10 at a time. And every time I go in that pod, it's like a full...
That's awesome.
It's a full self-care.
That's a great idea.
And why not do it?
That's a really good idea.
If you come here and you don't take advantage of the extra things, I just wonder why. I mean, I get people don't have time, but if you lay in that thing one time, I feel like you would be hooked.
Yeah.
And I think that's important too if you're on a weight loss journey, because it is kind of like creating a new identity. If you were the one that you took care of everybody else before yourself, now you are the one that you have to create a new identity that you do take care of yourself first. Those little things, taking a half hour, that's gonna again, solidify, like, I take care of myself first so I can take care of other people.
And not feeling guilty about it.
Right.
Because I think like we're as women so programmed to feel guilty about doing things for ourselves. Like, oh, I have this membership and now like, oh, and maybe I get my toes done too. And like, I feel like we shouldn't feel guilty about things, especially this is so beneficial. I genuinely did not realize how much I would fall in love with it. I really didn't. I didn't realize how much it would become like a staple in my life. I'm still like trying to love the cryo thing. I don't love that one as much.
I love it when I'm done. Like when I'm done, I'm always like, okay, why don't I do this more often? But it's like the thought of it beforehand.
Fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give myself a really big pep talk before.
And then you do it, and you're like,
I'm like, oh,
why don't I do this all the time?
Same.
Yeah.
You do feel great when you come out.
Yeah.
You really do. But, oh man, I don't know. But if I could have an SST red light bed in my house, that's my fate. Like if I could only do one thing,
it would be that.
It would be that.
Yeah.
That would be it. And then the sauna cocoon. But number one is the red light bed. I just have seen, even with like varicose veins, the little purple veins in my legs, texture of my skin. When I stopped coming for those 2 months, that's when I can't say I fully noticed a difference. I mean, I saw the glowy skin or whatever, but when I stopped coming and then came back, that's when I really was like, oh, it actually was, besides the acne, it really was. I didn't realize like, oh, my back really has been hurting a lot recently. And oh, like I am realizing X, Y, and Z. So I got that out of my system and we're back now. But, yeah, it's crazy how much you can fall in love with something like this and how much people might think like, oh, does it really do anything? But
it's important. You can't pour from an empty cup. Like you have to take care of yourself first. And doing that, we have something that's 3 minutes if you want to be a champ and go in the cryo, or if you want 30 minutes for yourself, or you want to be here all day, get a robe. We'll show you everything. So it's, I think self-care is becoming a lot more talked about, a lot more important now.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that. I never thought about that. You could just go for 3 minutes or 30 minutes, or you could just lay in the sauna thing for 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's time, no matter what, there's time for something. You can come in and take care of yourself. And we're going to have some lobby upgrades coming soon.
We do.
It'll add even more to the experience. So stay tuned for that.
We're excited.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So what's next for you? Anything new coming for your TikTok, your Instagram? You're just going to keep rolling with what you're doing? Got new ideas?
Keep plugging away. I know everybody is asking for more of the older videos. So, I am doing I felt like it's so hard to fake happy if you're having a hard time. And I lost both my grandparents within 6 months. And, it was just really difficult for me. They were like my 2 favorite people on this planet. So
I understand.
It was hard to fake that happiness of like those videos were just like so unhinged. And I feel like it would have just been so fake of me trying. So I really am feeling better and I'm starting to pepper those in a little bit more. And I just actually, signed a really big deal that I can't talk about yet, but as of June 1st. So I have something new coming and
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah, just the same old stuff. Me in my room talking to my camera. That's it. Yeah.
I love that.
We love that.
And you started doing the lipo here too, right?
Yes, I'm like about halfway through, I think, on my journey now.
Okay.
Yes, I'm also really loving that. And the before and the midway pictures already are actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
What's great about that is it really helps you see those results a little bit faster and the tightening and stuff like that. And sometimes that just, if you're already on a weight loss journey, it just gives you that extra like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's another tool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm going to tell you that. It's
You're doing
pretty
your
cool.
legs, right? Your leg area?
Yeah, saddlebags.
Yeah.
I think that's really what they're called too.
Yeah.
So
You don't have to anybody go onto your socials if you're not already.
Yes,
and look at those pictures.
Taylor and I are doing a checkup next week, actually.
Nice.
So I try to rope her into my videos when I
Shout out.
Yeah.
I'm sure
We
she
love
loves
her.
that.
She's always inspiring me there. So yeah, that's also been amazing. If that's something that you can do. Yeah. Can't wait for you guys to see the even the midway point pictures. I think you'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. So, what else do we have? I just really enjoyed meeting you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Behind the camera, but yes.
I'm really glad that you had me here. I appreciate the opportunity. And for you being so welcoming, and like my nerves were at ease. So sorry if I rambled too much.
Oh my
I
gosh,
really
not at all.
appreciate
That's
it.
what
You're
we
so
like
down to
do
earth.
here.
I'm sorry.
It's the no filter and just, following you, after you started here, I started following you. It's just whatever you decide you want to put on there. And I love that.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys watching, even if it's not the like stuff that maybe you originally came for, but for sticking with me and just hanging out while I figure it out. I just appreciate that.
I think you're relaxing to watch.
Yeah,
I like to just relax and watch your videos. Watch the makeup on.
It's very cool.
I appreciate that. That's so cool.
Ronya Wiegand.
Yes,
right?
everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
Anywhere you could think of, I'm probably there.
All right. Well, super cool. And thank you for joining us again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
YouTube and on our app. If you have not downloaded the app, do so. When you sign up for the app, you want to use the email address that you have attached to your account here with us. You need to update your email address with us. Do that at the desk and you get hooked up with the app. And we will see you next time. Bye.